Our planet is dying, and time is slowly running out for humanity. Through mass industrial processes and ever-increasing carbon emissions, global warming has announced itself as one of the most pressing concerns of the contemporary situation, the full effects of which we actually still don't fully understand. What we do know is that this spells out a doomsday narrative for humanity and all other organic life on the planet's future existence on planet Earth. Now, if all of this sounds like something from a dystopic science fiction film, that's sort of all the better. My project is precisely concerned with demarcating the lines between which contemporary science fiction cinema speaks to the concerns and anxieties of the environmental crisis. So why science fiction cinema? Well, science fiction has long been understood as, amongst sort of a slew of other things, it's understood as a cultural extrapolation of the anxieties of the present moment under which it was produced. More than this, it's pervasively been read and understood as an extrapolation of nuclear anxieties of the nuclear apocalypse. We might think of the barren desert landscape of the Mad Max series as emblematic of this, or more specifically, we might think about the nuclear bombs dropping in Terminator 2 as representative of these nuclear anxieties. Now, it's my contention that nuclear fears and anxieties are a fundamentally different shape and form to those of the ecological anxieties of the environmental crisis. Let's presuppose for a minute that a nuclear bomb is going to drop on Glasgow University in the next 5 seconds. Within those 5 seconds, you'll have a feeling of hopelessness and the knowledge of instantaneous death. Let's compare this to the environmental crisis, the knowledge that the planet is slowly warming to an extent where human beings won't be able to inhabit it in hundreds and then thousands of years from now. So these start to feel very different. And as a result of this different feeling, they demand different forms of representation. So this is where I come in. My project is concerned with looking at how the different time scale, the different shape, the different feeling behind ecological anxieties around the environmental crisis compared to the old forms of representation around nuclear anxiety. For an in-depth analysis of contemporary science fiction films, I will look at the ways in which science fiction provides a very useful framework for looking at the different time scale of environmental crisis compared to the much shorter time scale of the nuclear anxieties that came before it. Thank you.